Yeah, it's just like somebody was talking to their stuff, you just leave them talking to their stuff. If you talk back to them, you wanna, now it's you.
Next time you see getting stripped out of everything, respectfully.
Slap this shit out you, stupid fucking dumb. You that is real.
All right, what's good, RIZZLE fam? You know, the race to the hip-hop throne of New York has been vicious and full of drama, and only one artist can carry the title of the king. And in the last couple of years, we've seen rappers at each other's necks like never before. To be a little more specific, Boogie with a Hoodie and Lil TJay developed a serious beef. But what really happened? Is it all for the throne of NYC? Before we start, let's say a couple of things about these rappers' backgrounds, and maybe we'll figure out why the beef started in the first place. As we've mentioned in a passing, Lil TJay is an NYC native. He was born in South Bronx, just a few short months of the infamous 9/11 incident. As a youngin', he used to play ball, tag, and manhunt. However, by the time that teenage days kicked in, he started getting in and out of trouble on the reg. So much so that he ended up in a detention center at the age of 15 for a robbery that went wrong. Having one whole year without much to do, TJ started writing bars and freestyle while he was kept in the detention center. This was his opportunity to dedicate more time to music and see where it would take him. One day after he was released, TJ hit the studio with a couple of friends and recorded some of the stuff that he had previously written down. With a couple of tracks under his belt now, he started uploading on SoundCloud. And before you knew it, the tracks that are quite known today, such as Resume, Brothers, Leaked, and None of Your Life, popped off and he got millions of views on YT. Columbia Records wasted no time with getting a hold of this now emerging rapper. They came to him with an offer and Lil TJay couldn't refuse. He signed for Columbia and dropped his debut album True to Myself in 2019. Lil TJay came up to the scene with a fresh sound and a unique style. His music sounded different and he stood out because of it. However, he was not only an artist from NYC who was hot and thirsty for some clout. On the other side, we had Boogie, who was right up there with Lil TJay and had already been dropping music for a minute. Similar to TJay, Boogie was also born in Bronx, although a couple years earlier in 1995. Boogie started rapping at the age of 12 while he was still in school. He used to listen to a lot of Kanye West and 50 Cent and all that, and he had a fair share of trouble himself growing up. Moving through the Bronx streets, he eventually started pushing dope, and that's what got him into a bit of trouble. In order to prevent Boogie from getting even more trouble, he was sent to Florida, where he not only finished school, but also started making more music and taking it more seriously. He started dropping some of his very first songs on SoundCloud, and he was also linked up with some producers from that area. Once he moved back home a couple years later, he tried pursuing a music career, and luck was on his side. He managed to score a record deal with Atlantic in 2016. A year later, he would go on to drop his debut album, The Bigger Artist, that officially sounded the beginning of his rap career. After his first album, he linked up with some heavy-duty names from the music industry, and he's been going places ever since then. Due to the level of success that both Boogie and TJ found on such short notice, people began to compare the two. One could argue there's plenty of reasons behind the comparison. I mean, they're both from the Bronx, they both been dropping hot tracks, they had unique sounds, and they both made it in the game at a very young age. However, this comparison would go on to start a deadly beef between these two, one that almost got Lil TJay murked. But it should be said that Lil TJay started acting up first. He was the one who came at Boogie and 6ix9ine with a pretty disrespectful message. TJ hopped on Twitter and told all his fans, "Fuck all that other shit going on right now, shit irrelevant. Only thing I know is I'm shutting the streets down from now on. I'm the king of New York. All that other 999 shit, nut, snitch, rainbow hair shit going on in my city of dub. The real gonna understand. New York stand the fuck up, May 8th." See, TJ is openly calling out Boogie and one of his collaborators, Tekashi 6ix9ine, as he was promoting one of his mixtapes. His diss didn't provoke a reply from Boogie himself, but it did catch the eye of one of his homies, Don Q. Boogie's homie Don Q responded to Lil TJay shortly after he saw what was going on, and he took to his Instagram. He said,
My mother, I'm not saving niggas no more. Next time you see niggas getting stripped out of everything, respectfully.
Those are some heavy words from Don Q, and it sounded threatening enough. But Lil TJay was not ready to back out the fight just like that. As a matter of fact, he took TJ's message and made a video of his own specifically for Don Q, even though he wasn't the one who originally dissed. Lil TJay had a couple of things to say to Don Q. This is how it went out.
Just suck my how about that? Yo, Don Q, yo, suck my slap this shit out you, stupid fucking dumb. You that is real.
At this point, the beef was on and there was no turning back. Both parties went a little too deep, and it was only a matter of time before Boogie himself would get involved. And that is exactly what happened. Boogie got involved with his Twitter account when he posted this tweet: "Like bet, keep on trying to sound like me without showing love, and I'm gonna start suing you motherfuckers. For real though, this is getting out of hand. I'm not trying to knock nobody hustle, I'm just getting sick of the craft y'all bringing to the table, making this boring." If you ask him, what TJ was doing was rather sad. Not only was he taking Boogie's flow, but he also got caught up in some petty behavior. As you can already imagine, TJ wasn't feeling any of the things that Boogie said. In fact, TJ thought Boogie was jealous of his success and that he was reluctant to let the new kid on the block shine. Jay tweeted, "They be mad when it's next dude's turn to shine. LOL, move out the way and watch me win." Some seem to agree with Boogie on this one. One fan replied to TJ's tweet by saying, "You swear artists talking about you? Mad guilty. Stole his whole sound." On the other hand, there were also those who sided with TJ. One of his loyal fans wrote, "Boogie ain't been doing his thing, so my man's TJ step it up. Don't be mad." Right or wrong, Lil TJay did not drop the ball just yet. According to his Instagram post, he and some of his homies snatched a chain that belonged to one of the guys who was rolling with Boogie. He posted a video on his social media just to brag about how they clowned Boogie on his clique. That was a low hit for Boogie. He did defend himself though. He denied that the chain was snatched. Rather, TJ paid for that chain and bought it from a random dude who managed to take it after one of Boogie's friends lost the chain. This is what Boogie said about it. "One of the bros dropped/lost his chain a long ass time ago while we dragged the dude, and that's word to Melody. They got the audacity to bring off a random dude, shoot a vid with it in front like he did something. Lost all my respect for you, shake my head. Stay true to yourself." Then one of the most unexpected things happened. In the middle of the beef, Lil TJay had a change of heart. He felt bad for all the negativity that he was putting out, and he wanted to drop the beef altogether. Lil TJay hopped on Instagram, apologized for everything.
Chillin', man. I ain't trying to argue with nobody today. I ain't gonna lie. Real shit though, I swear. I'm going back to the old Lil TJay. I'm not arguing, bro. This is why I never like posting a lot, bro, because I can't control myself. Start getting out of hand and shit. Yeah. Shit, man. It's all about the music, man.
And the beef did in fact cool down after that. Nobody was calling names, talking trash between the two Bronx rappers, but the truce lasted only for just a little while. In 2022, Lil TJay was in a car with two of his homies. The car got shot up by a guy who was quickly apprehended, and believe it or not, he was linked to Boogie. Fans managed to dig up photos of him in a number of Boogie's music videos. TJ suffered multiple gunshot wounds, and they were hella serious, man. He was in the hospital for months, was very, very lucky to make it out alive. Now, even though Jay and Boogie beefed, as of now, there's no hard evidence that Boogie was behind the hit on Lil TJay, or that he's connected somehow to the shooting that almost took Lil TJay's life. However, he never commented on anything in regards to the incident, so that does make him look a little sus. We're still waiting to see how the situation's gonna develop. Everything's all fresh, and only time's gonna tell if this was Boogie warning Lil TJay to watch his back or not. But what y'all think happened? Do you think Boogie was behind the hit, or was it completely unrelated? Let us know in the comments section below. And if you like this video, be sure to check this next one out. Always remember to click like and subscribe, show us your love, and keep it RIZZLE.